Today in the Soap Thing project, I have, for your entertainment, this monster of a box right here. This is the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Advent Calendar for 2023. Why am I bringing this up just now? Well, I get it that a bunch of YouTubers have already covered this in great detail, but I wanted those who ordered this, who are not content creators, to be able to experience it organically. Well, it's the end of January, and I figured if you haven't experienced this organically yet, then you probably won't. So I think it's time for me to give my thoughts on this whole thing. But it is exactly what it sounds like. It's a shaving soap and aftershave advent calendar. So there's 12 single-ounce shaving soaps with matching aftershaves in here. 12 days of Christmas, of course. And we're gonna go through them one by one. I think I'm gonna do things with this a little differently because it's just so much PAA. I think what I'm going to do is I'm still gonna cover these one at a time, but I'm gonna do it in more of a rapid fire sort of fashion, if that makes any sense. Because we don't want people to have too much PAA. If you have too much PAA, it's like having too much cocaine. You'll end up like Chris Farley, and nobody wants to see you die a horrible death like that.
When I am dead and have passed on to the next world, I want you to lower me from these gallows and kiss my hairy buttocks!
Yeah, that's it. The Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Advent Calendar. I would open it up and show you, except I kinda can't. Why? Because I have already opened it and seen everything that's in it, just so that I can prepare myself. So I can't just open it up like a book right in front of you because everything will fall out of it. So what I think I can do though is just kind of take it like this. And you can see those open slots right there. And I think what I'm gonna do is just start with day one. As you can, I don't know if you can see that, but let me just try to show this to you without dropping everything out of it. So these are all numbered, 1 through 12. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and start with day one. And this one is Holiday Hinoki, whatever. Holiday Hinoki and White Sage is day one of the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Advent Calendar. And it has a matching aftershave. This is all CK6, almost certainly, so non-tallow based soap. And we do have a nice little letter right here to talk about the shaving soap, the scent, and everything else. This is actually kind of nice because now I don't even need the iPhone cheat sheet. So we will use this to talk about the scent during the shave and see what this particular one is all about. Okay, so that's the shaving soap and the aftershave. Let's talk about the razor. The razor is going to be the Schick Type L injector razor with a 6th use Ted Pella blade. I've been using this quite a bit off camera on my off-camera shaves. It might not seem timeline-wise like that makes any sense. That's because some of these videos are recorded 4 or 5 days apart and then released very close to each other. And so you might find yourself scratching your head going, how does he have that kind of time to shave? Well, because it's longer in between shaves than you realize. So that's the razor, Schick Type L. Ted Pella blades come in an unmarked case that look exactly like this. I have a box around here somewhere. They're very medical looking. They don't look like they're meant to be shaved with, but they are. So that's the razor and the blade. The brush is going to be the QED Select 4422 22 millimeter Manchurian Silvertip. Okay, let's do a shave. Okay, here we go. Got 2 days of growth. Well, no, under 2 days of growth, about 40 hours. And the scent strength on the Holiday Hinoki and White Sage is a quite strong 4 out of 4 on the sniffometer. Wonderful stuff. Okay, we have the Schick Type L with a 6th, probably more, 6th use Ted Pella blade. Let's go ahead and do a shave with it and see how it's going. So far, so good. Not as sharp as it was when we first started, but it never is. Shave number 1 is always the sharpest it's ever going to be. Got a great first pass, so let's talk about the scent of this thing. So, Hinoki, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, is more or less a Japanese cypress. So, you would think that that would be sort of the theme of the soap. But I'm here to tell you folks, that's not quite how it's working with this one. It's a good scent, don't get me wrong. But, you know what? Let's just go over the notes. So we have, for the scent profile, white peppercorn, clove bud, cypress needle, cedar bark, birchwood, Siberian pine, warm amber, crushed moss, and vanilla bean. So the way this shakes out in practice is... it is quite a white peppercorn heavy sort of scent. It's actually, I guess the best way to describe it is a woody aromatic. So this thing is, kind of has a sharp woody note to it. From the birch, it's a little bit smoky, it's a little bit effervescent. It's an effervescent, kind of sparkly sort of scent just off the top. And then you get into this, this really interesting combination of cypress and cedar and birch. It's a little bit warm and rich from the amber. So we have a little bit of amber sweetness going on here. It says Siberian pine. I don't get a lot of pine out of this. What I do get though is like this Christmas spice sort of scent. It's a combination of like woody sweetness and effervescence is kind of how this smells. It's perfect for the December Christmas time frame, and of course because it's a Schick injector razor, I'm getting cuts all over the place. I don't know what to think of that anymore because lately it seems like no matter how I shave, I've been getting cuts in exactly the same spots. So I am tempted to blame that on skin imperfections and not necessarily technique. So in typical PAA fashion, they will kind of wig out on stories about the significance of Japanese cypress and, you know, interesting cultural aspects. I'm not going to go over that in the video, but it is some interesting stuff. It talks about, you know, things like forest bathing and how cypress is supposed to have, you know, mental and physical health benefits and stuff like that. Spending time in nature, I mean, is supposed to give you mental and physical health benefits, which is not surprising to hear that. Yeah, Nixon cuts in almost the exact same place as every other time, so that's got to be just bumps and skin imperfections and things like that. One of the things that I've learned about wet shaving is if you get aggravated and frustrated every time you cut yourself, it's just going to drive you insane. You got to just kind of take it in stride, if that makes any sense. Okay, the Holiday Hinoki and White Sage aftershave. Let's shake it up and give it a try, shall we? Interesting. This stuff is a little heavier on the pine notes, and it's a little sweeter than the soap. That's kind of where the aftershave shakes out in terms of differences from the shaving soap. Okay, my final thoughts on Holiday Hinoki and White Sage. I have to give this one a thumbs up, just because it is a very interesting, Christmassy type of scent. One that you don't smell all that often. It says right on the container, a spooky, festive sense of place. Yeah, it's definitely something. Oh, it's good stuff, though. It's a good, you know, slightly sweet, effervescent, woody scent. Right up my alley. And by the way, it does say yet to be released, which is, it says Ghost of Christmas Future, which is indicative that this is going to be released in a full-size set quite imminently, if not maybe later on this year. But in any case, I'm happy to see that be a part of their lineup, at least for a while, because this is a fantastic scent. They really nailed it with this one. Leave it to PAA. They did this one right. Okay, that's the shave for today. Questions, comments, put them in the comment section of the video. Otherwise, until next time, this is Soap Thing telling you, shave like you mean it. Thanks for watching.